Welcome to Mom Matters, created by moms for moms, a safe space for us to lean in, our voices to be heard, and most importantly, to support each other. Today, I have the honor of speaking to a mother of 6 kids. One has a nervous system disorder. It's called Tourette syndrome. And to elevate the situation even further, this mom is living her story in the spotlight. I am honored to be joined today by Julie Dupree, mom of Baylen Dupree of the hit streaming show Baylen Out Loud. Julie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so for those who may not be familiar with Baylen Out Loud and with Tourette syndrome, first of all, explain what is Tourette's?
So Tourette syndrome is a neurological disorder, and it obviously affects your nervous system, and therefore you have involuntary vocal and motor tics that are completely uncontrollable.
Okay, and this is something that your family has faced head on, if you will. Your daughter, for those who aren't familiar with Baylen Out Loud, has actually shared her experience through social media, hence has been given her own show. What were some of the biggest challenges, though, that you faced when you first learned about her diagnosis?
Tourette really didn't become an issue for her until she was about 16 or 17 years old. But of course, at that time, we did not know it was Tourette syndrome. We were like, what is this? What is going on with her body? We had no idea. So our biggest issue was really putting a name to what was happening with her. And there is no direct pathway to finding a treatment or a label or anything to go with that. So that was really, I mean, that was just the biggest struggle in the whole world, is that you don't know where to even start.
Tell us a little bit about your first mother instinct, if you will, kind of that red flag when you were like, there's more of an answer here. Something needs to be figured out.
The fact that she was so uncomfortable. I knew that she wasn't comfortable in her skin. She wasn't comfortable with going places, with doing anything. And I slightly minimized it. I'm like, oh, it's just a tickle in your throat. You're just over clearing. Maybe we'll go see this doctor or whatever. But I think that the key is to listen to your kids. They kind of know their body probably better than we do in a lot of ways, even though we would like to think that we're the experts, but we didn't get a manual for any of this stuff. So it was really like listening to her and her saying, hey, Mom, I need help. And I'm like, hey, that's a Mayday call. Let's figure this out, because you can't live like a hermit. This is no way to live. So obviously whatever is burdening you, we need to figure out some answers.
How do you help her with what she's dealing with? How do you find the strength to laugh with her, as you all do, right? You found humor to be a major part of how you manage Baylen's disorder.
There was a learning curve to be able to giggle about it, because we spent about 3 years crying about it, not in front of her, but behind the scenes. We spent 3 years crying and praying, like, can you please just fix this, Lord? We just need a fix. And the fix came in the blessing of her being able to shine her goodness and her awareness into the world. So she makes it easy for me. That is actually the recipe to all of this. She's so easygoing, and she does it with such class, and it doesn't take away any of her gregariousness that she has. She just, and the struggle that she has is so real. You cannot encapsulate it all to TikTok or even reality TV, because you're still just seeing glimpses. It's real.
I imagine you've got to be really super proud of your daughter, right? Because she could choose to hide. She could choose to not share her life with others, but instead she not only shares her life, but she's on a major platform, millions of followers, has her own TV show.
She found that people were talking within her school system and things like that, so people are going to talk. So I guess I'm really going to give them something to talk about, because I am going to free myself and spread awareness in the way that I know that I can do it. And she's great at it. And I really hope that she just carves this great pathway for anybody with neurodivergence, really, and just makes it makes it out into the world that it's okay, because honestly, we're all just a hot mess. We really are. Anybody that's pretending they're not, they are lying, and do not be their friend.
How, as a mom, do you find space for you? How do you show up for all your 5 other kids, and how do you show up for yourself?
I show up because my husband's awesome. And he's allowed it. You know, we decided when we got married that we were going to choose a little bit on the on the side of less money and one parent that constantly is available. So he gives me the ability of availability, and I just have a heart for kids, I guess. I probably wanted to be a mom since I was like 17. So I don't know. So I love it. I thrive on it.
So you have a very strong family dynamic, a wonderful support system, and a pure love of your role as mom.